Hello and welcome back to Real Estate Real Home Stories. I'm Sue Curlette and I'm going to be your host today with my partner, John Smith. Hi, John.
I'm here. I'm running color commentary for this
Okay,
episode. So
let's do it.
be here. 2025 is here.
Right?
So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to focus on that.
It's so exciting. I
Absolutely.
am so ready to be done with 2024. It wasn't a bad year. It was just such a dead in the water year for me. Like,
It was,
not enough listings.
yeah.
We need more listings.
And every time I turned around, I'd have another client or customer say to me, "Have you seen the price of such and such?"
I know.
And I'm like, "Hell yeah."
I know it's kind of scary what we survived, but we survived it. And I would compare last year to '08. I mean, I really would.
I
I
never
think that
thought I
last year,
never thought I would ever say. I was just
right?
talking to myself this morning and said,
Yep.
"Man, 2024 sucked like '08."
It really felt like '08 to me, like we went back there. And I think that it's important for people to understand that we cycle, right? We cycle.
Yeah.
And if you're a seller and you're getting ready to sell your house, get on the boat, right? I mean, get on the boat, because if we cycle back to a buyer's market, then we're going to be in a different situation.
I don't think we
So
have to worry about that for a little while.
you think we got another year?
The housing shortage is here to stay.
I don't think so. I think that if you look at the coming soons right now, this podcast is so much fun because we get to play it off each other and really
Hmm.
get each other's feelings on this. And we're doing so that you can hear us as well. I think that when I'm looking at the coming soon listings, and I hate them still, I still hate them and I
I
don't do
love
them, but
coming soon.
nonetheless, right? We're going to just argue about that all day long. But nonetheless, when I'm looking at the coming soon listings and I'm seeing that there's 3 pages of coming soons to every page of actives, I feel better. I'm like, okay, people are done waiting to sell. So
No, there will be more listing inventory
absolutely.
this year. There will be more inventory than last year and the year before. The problem is the demand is so high.
Yes.
That's why we're seeing, I mean, the average price in Central Maryland moves somewhere between 2 to 4% every month, not
I
a
used
quarter,
to,
monthly.
right. My average home sale used to be between like what 4 and maybe 350 and 550. Like
Yeah,
550 would be on the higher end, 350 would be on the
yeah,
normal end.
yeah.
Now, there is not a single house, a single family home in Howard County, Maryland for under 500. There's
No.
just not. There's not. So I've looked, I've seen, I've tried. I have buyers that are looking at townhomes because they only qualify for 550. And I'm like,
Yeah,
wow, you know what I mean? So
yeah. I
it's
got
really
I got
something
that
in Central Maryland.
I got that beat. So when I got into the mortgage business, 1986,
Yeah.
the MSA for the Baltimore area, which was Baltimore, Baltimore City, Howard, Carroll, and I think Hartford,
Yeah.
was $184,600.
Wow.
Listen to this. To get a conforming loan or an
Yeah.
FHA or a VA loan, you couldn't exceed 184,600 on the mortgage.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah,
And
it
it
is
just
insane.
went up
You know what it is now?
8 something,
Something.
8 something. Yeah. I mean, we are going to recover. I mean, we are going to recover this year. I'm so thrilled at what I'm seeing in the market right now and in buyers and sellers activity that I'm just hopeful. I really feel good about it. But I also wanted to share something with you, and it's such a funny comment, John. I read a comment from someone that said a listing agent, and this is going to crack you up because she said, "Why should I pay a buyer's agent the same amount that I make as a listing agent?" So
Okay.
you know what my response was, and everybody, you can laugh at me for saying this, but it's the absolute truth. And hear me out. I do both sides, so I respect buyer's agents. I
Mhm.
mean, not only am I a buyer's agent, but they are bringing the buyer. Like
Mhm.
1 + 1 = buyer sold the
Right.
house. right? Like,
Well,
so I responded,
it's back to the whole cooperation.
it's so stupid. She actually said that she couldn't understand why the listing agent was not being paid more than the buyer's agent. And I said
Well,
to her,
okay,
well,
so
look,
if you go back to the theory
yeah,
of lead procurement, who
right,
procured the lead? Because without the listing, there's no house for you to sell. And that, with that thought process, right? She's saying, well, I procured the lead, which procured the listing, which afforded your buyer and yourself an opportunity to
right.
participate in the transaction. Fine. But however,
So you can have
I
half,
agree with you. I agree with you.
right.
It's like,
But she can list it for how long before the listing goes away because she didn't sell it,
well, true that. So
right?
recently, I've been helping a fellow agent who's one of my mentees.
You're so stupid for doing that. But anyway,
I
go
know.
ahead.
Well,
You do it all the time. More
it's going to
power
be
to
over
you.
after this guy. It's going to be over after this guy because I'm tired of running the free train. Everybody wants
Right.
to jump aboard. I feel like I'm running the express in India.
You so are.
And so, but anyway, so there's a house. It's a really, really nice house. Anybody out there has a buyer? I'm not sure if it's still on the market. I haven't looked since before Christmas, but it's in what's that? It's off of 301. What's that neighborhood called? It's got the golf course in there. It'll come to me anyway. Beautiful house.
Okay.
It's actually a Ryan, but either this owner or the builder did a decent job
Yeah.
because usually their stuff is like 5 years later the door's falling off the hinges and all that kind of stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, it sits on one of the longest streets in the neighborhood, which is a complete dead end. It's kind of a little sliver of property that on one side is a preservation area because the Southern Collington branch of the Patapsco or Collington
Yeah.
Creek, whatever,
Yeah.
runs through it. And on the other side, there's this nice open space of probably where like normally like 10 houses would go. And you look right out onto the golf course. Now, if I was a golfer, I'd be all over it, but that's not the point I was going to make.
Right.
So
Right.
this particular seller, we showed it when it was listed by agent number 2, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Since then, it's
Agent number
gone to
two.
agent number 3. I don't know because I haven't looked it up before Christmas. Guess how long the seller was giving the agent to sell the house?
2 weeks, a month.
2 weeks, 15, 16 days, fired, fired, fired.
Yeah. I think that what people don't understand is that we're not in that market right now. We're going to go back in. I don't have no doubt in my mind. We're going back to the crazy, but now we're going back to the crazy with a whole lot more experience. Right. So
Yeah.
when I say the crazy, I mean 10, 15, 20 offers per property. And we're going to go back there. I mean, there's just no way around it. We have buyers that need to buy and sellers that are still in them golden handcuffs. And people say, what's a golden handcuff, right? We've talked about it before. It's a golden handcuff is when you have such a great interest rate
Yeah.
that you're locked into that house. Whether you want to upgrade or whether you want to
Yeah.
downsize, you're locked in because
Well,
you got a 2% rate.
so listen, when that happens, the market consists of 2 buyers. I
Yeah.
gotta buy,
Yep.
and I'm in a nursing home. That's the market, right? And
Yeah.
it shouldn't be just limited to that.
So let
There
me
are a ton of baby boomers who are sitting on their real estate because
absolutely.
they're emotionally crippled about my whole life is here.
Yeah.
No, they're in the photos and it's in your head. Take your pictures with you. Nobody wants your 25-year-old console TV that you can't get parts for. I listed a property in Crofton one time, and every appliance in the kitchen was Harvest Gold. Harvest Gold. And
Right.
the seller kept saying to me, but they're only gently used. I
Yeah.
said, nobody's going to be able to get past the picture.
Right. Right.
Harvest Gold.
It's amazing to me that that people don't understand. And I get it. I do understand the emotional attachment, right? Like, and that's what it is.
It's
It's an
just a
emotional attachment,
house, for Christ's sakes.
but you got to look at it the way we look at it. And that's just a house. It's just a house. And you
The
can find a
memories
house
are
anywhere.
you got photos. We don't keep photos like our parents kept photos, right?
No,
I
right.
mean, you go into some people's houses and God bless them. You go up the stairs or there's a wall, and I'm looking at the wall and I'm like, whoa, I'm kind of dizzy. There's like 56 pictures on that wall.
Yeah. Stop talking about me, John. No,
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's
I'm
me.
like a couple pictures. I'm
Right.
good.
I
Right.
know. I know.
Nobody, I have boxes of pictures at home. God knows what's in there. I'm not
Well,
opening it.
let me finish telling you about this lady
Go
because
ahead.
I couldn't believe it, right? So I said to her, and then I'm the smartass, right? Like I'm the smartass because my response was, why don't you just sell it yourself? If you
Right.
don't think that the buyer's agents
If you
deserve their
don't need me,
commission,
sell it yourself. Right.
sell it yourself, right? Like
Right.
don't have a buyer agency cooperation fee and go ahead. If you're that good that you think you should get more than the buyer's agent, then you don't need a
Sell it.
buyer's agent. You know what I mean? It's common sense. Sell it yourself. Have open houses every day. Let people come in,
That's
sit
what
in
the
that
builder
house, work
does.
from that house, do whatever you got to do from that house.
That's what the
Because
builder
if you,
does.
right? I mean, people do it. So if that's the answer, then that's the answer. You just don't want to cooperate at all, then don't do it. How is that not equal?
There are so many inappropriate real estate posts
Oh my God.
that I don't even participate. It
Some
doesn't
are just so
matter.
dumb that we like
It's
shake our
it's
heads and go, please get
inappropriate.
out
And
of
you
the
know what I do?
business.
You know what I do honestly with those people? I freeze them for 30 days.
You do.
I ain't got
I
I ain't got
should, but
time.
I get sucked in and I start looking. And then when we
No,
get comments,
no,
I'm
no.
like, so we have been offline, off air for about a month now. We ran into the big change and I switched over. So
Yeah,
I needed that time personally to get us back up and running. But now that I'm back up and running, we're going to be doing these every Wednesday. We're going to have them posted for you, hopefully by the following Monday.
yep.
And if you go to homejoiner.com, you're going to be able to see the weekly episodes as they come out. You can also go to Real Estate Real Home Stories and Spotify, on iHeartRadio, anywhere, and you're going to get our podcast. There's 26 episodes out now. So regardless of what you're doing, if you want to know, if you have questions, if there's something that we can answer for you, feel free to reach out. John and I are doing this to educate the consumer as much as we are to help other agents. Realtors, if you want to join us, as always, you're welcome to. There's nothing that is going to stop you from asking whatever questions you want. This is an open forum. We are going to follow the laws, of course. We're going to make sure that we can, treat you with as much respect as we can, but send in your questions and we'll try to answer them. John, what are your feelings on 2025? What are you feeling?
I think it'll be more listings. And I
More
think I think
listings.
really honestly, here's where I think the market will be. As things in the economy start getting better, it gives the public more confidence that this might be the time to consider. Now, for somebody who's in a nursing home or somebody who just had triplets, you're moving. Sorry.
Yeah.
But for the people that are stuck in their mortgage handcuffs, whatever you call them,
Yeah.
um, once it starts looking better, there'll be more and more volume. So yes, we will get back to 15 offers, 18 offers, 40 over, 80 over.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, one of the hardest things that I have difficulty with buyers is getting them to understand that the 640 list price is an auction price.
Right.
If you go look at the house and there's 5 cars in the driveway, you don't have 5 days to decide. You got about 50.
I have a buyer that went and saw a listing that was on the market for 2 days, right? And the agent forgot to put under contract on the MLS. So, we go out, we show the property. He
You
wants the
wait, wait,
property.
wait,
I
wait,
call,
wait, 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 wait,
typical.
wait, wait, wait.
Yeah.
You actually showed a property that was not available because it was under contract,
Correct.
and you didn't happen to, and who approved your showing?
Showing time, auto.
Showing time order. Oh, so it was a go and show.
Go and show. Yep.
Okay. All right. One,
So,
I don't
and
do
that's how, I mean, I'm not upset with
one.
the agent. It was
No,
only
no,
on for 2
no,
days.
no, no. Stop.
Yeah.
One, that's why I don't go and show nothing.
Right.
I don't care if it's vacant, I don't go and show.
Yeah.
Actually, I do an hour. You know why I do the hour? So that I can catch that situation so you don't go out and show a property that I actually have a contract for.
Well, so here's the scenario.
Ridiculous.
It was ridiculous because the buyer loved it, right? Of course, that's the one that he absolutely was like, let's go.
You can't have
Right?
it. Woo!
Right? Exactly. So we're talking, and this house is completely run out from top to bottom.
Yeah.
And he's like, what can we do? So I said, let me call the agent. So I called the agent. I said, my buyer's super interested. He's like, I'm sorry. We accepted an offer. It's no longer available. And I said, well,
why would you let me see it?
I said, we're here. What can we do to kick them out? Like, it doesn't have a kick out. And he said, well, it has a contingency for the home inspection. And I'm like, okay, what if we waive the home inspection? And he's like, I'll talk to my seller. Buyers out there, hear what we're saying. When it's under contract, there are options, right? There's opportunities. And what John's saying makes complete sense to me. Like, we write it, we send it over, we let it sit there.
There's a backup
buyers
addendum.
Then have this like hope that deal's going to fall through, and they stop looking at other properties that are coming on. You can't do that. Just keep looking, keep going.
That's why
yeah,
you should change the status.
Immediately.
Even if you change the remarks.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we were in Yellowstone and we just got hit with 50 inches of snow, I'd say, okay, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. However, let's back up to the go and show you already got approved.
Yeah.
Right? Let's say it's Monday or Tuesday, and you have a buyer Friday and Saturday, Friday afternoon, Saturday, and Sunday's your fallback day to search. And so you set up all your showings Tuesday, and by Wednesday you get you're approved, right? I wouldn't show any of them properties without a phone call to that agent.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where
changed.
Right. We need professionalism in this industry so that we can avoid this. I mean, we need the level of professionalism to step up. Now, I'm not upset with this agent. 2 days, 48 hours. I mean, I know he should have done it, but super nice guy when I talked to him. Yeah.
And so I think I had another 8 or 9 showings on Sunday. And you should as agents, because we're all supposed to treat each other with kindness and fairness. I reached out to every agent. I said, look, I know you're supposed to see the property today at such and such time. I'm going to tell you, I signed a contract last night, very late, about 8 o'clock, and I want to get you before you get your clients in the car and head over to the property, because I wouldn't want to show a property that's not available. Oh, thank you. So I called these like 8 agents.
Yeah.
And if they didn't pick up, I said, please call me back. I'm a listing agent on Streaker Road, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not that hard to do that. It's really not. And
it's
even if you're on a go and show, he's still got a damn alert.
I will tell you, and I'm willing to put this out there. I will tell you that if you are disrespectful to other agents, you will not make it in this business. I'm willing to say that on the record. If you think you're better than the other agent, you're dead in the water.
So let's talk about this for a second. Just typical house, 680, whatever, 780, right? And it's a nice house. So you're going to blow the hell out of open houses, right?
Right, sure.
And so invariably, right, when we hold an open house, you're going to get a mix between what we call nosy neighbor and people who are really searching, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And so why wouldn't you want to further the relationship with the agents who are showing your house on the off chance, get this, on the off chance your house sells quick and an agent calls you and says, damn, my clients have been waiting for this neighborhood.
Yeah.
Nothing ever seems to go on the market. Now, I require registration.
Yeah.
But ever since COVID, the sellers are like, look, and it's still true today, right?
Yeah.
If somebody has COVID or I get COVID, I want you to be able to reach out to the agent and say, listen, you might as well let your people know. Or unrepresented people, listen, you may want to get tested because the seller tested positive for COVID, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But on the flip chance, right? Lady comes in, a nosy neighbor. She doesn't say she's a nosy neighbor. I live
Yeah.
around the
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah.
And so, she's like, well, we've been here a long time and I just wanted to see what the houses look like and blah, blah, blah. I need to compare my house to like things that I see here because,
Sure.
we have some things to do. Lo and behold, agent calls you. I missed out. My clients love the neighborhood. I call the neighbor. I said, wouldn't you know it? We sold the house. It sold in record time. And I have some folks that would love to move into your neighborhood. Would you be interested in a one-time showing? Right? Now I get an agreement for a one-time showing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I can reach back out to the agent and said, hey, I did you a favor. Oh, what's that? A neighbor came in. I've got a one-time showing agreement with them. Would you like to show the property? Damn right I would.
I think that what we're talking about is the importance of professionalism in the industry, and it's so important
It's a
because
phone call.
yeah, and agents out there, let me tell you, if you're just getting started, and I mean this wholeheartedly, I'm going to respect the fact that you call me and say, this is my first transaction. Much more. I want to know because I will walk you through it. Tell me. I don't mind helping you. It's when you act like it's your 500th transaction and you're telling me stuff that, I know is not true and I know is not accurate. That is more irritating. So just own it. I had a guy on this HUD house. I have a HUD house that's under contract. Haven't sold a HUD house in 3 years, right?
Oh,
So I said to the listing agent, I haven't closed a HUD house in like 3 years. I've been doing it for 20 years. I've got a long resume, but HUD changed. Like there's a lot of changes in HUD since I took that class 3 years ago.
I can't even
And
get my
I'm like,
password to work in HUD store.
right. I mean, everything, I had to redo everything. And we haven't had a lot of foreclosures since COVID, not HUD foreclosures. So I'm like, here I am trying to figure this out. And so I just said to the agent, walk me through this. And he was like, oh my God, thank you for telling me. And yes, I'm happy to do that. So, wow, right? Like, oh my goodness, here we are. Now we're back to a good professional working relationship. We're under contract. We did everything we needed to do correctly because we communicated. You
Well,
can't
some
go on
people,
Gordon Ramsay. Watch like Hell's Kitchen, and watch Gordon Ramsay yelling at people because they're not working together.
yeah.
Like that
And
is a good example.
here's the drill. Here's the drill.
Yeah.
There are a lot of brokers in our industry
Yeah.
who it's all about numbers. We reached
Absolutely.
900. We reached 1,000. 1,000 times our monthly computer fee equals X number of dollars. I had a transaction in Parkview Trail. Do you know where that is? It's
I
off of
don't.
Johnny Cake behind security.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
I
Ryan
know that.
built
Yeah.
those
I know
townhouses.
the area. Yeah.
Anyway, had a listing corner unit and I got multiple offers. The house was really, really nice. And I got one offer from a very small broker in Baltimore. And the gentleman submitted the offer and he's like, did you get my offer? I said, yes. And I'm reviewing it. Can I call you back? So I wrote my little notes because I review them all the same way. And I'm like, and I won't mention his name, but I said, hey, you're missing these three things. They're addendums and this isn't filled out correctly. And he's like, and I said, yeah, if you get me those, then your offer will be complete. And then I'll add it to the one I already have. The quicker you get it to me, the faster I can get to the seller, right?
Yeah.
So day goes by and the market was, I think it took 3 weeks to sell it because the market was not like it is now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get a call. We just showed your lot. My client's very interested in the lot. I said, great. I said, text me where you want me to send the disclosures and I'll email them to you. Just respond, got them. Okay. So I send them, no response. So the next day I just sent a response. Did you get the disclosures? Yes. Okay. So that was like a Saturday. She showed it. Like the next Thursday, I went to an event held by this broker or this broker company, right?
Unnamed brokerages. Yep.
Unnamed brokerage. Anyway, wasn't this one, right? Anyway, I ran into the, we'll call it manager, right?
Okay.
And I said, hey, you got a second? I said, listen, I looked up so and so works out of your office. Yeah. I said, she needs supervision desperately. She's like, what are you talking about? I said, so I said to her, I had to write the contract for her. She said, get out of here. I said, yeah. She claims she couldn't find them in Zip Forms. Does she even have a Zip Forms account?
Oh my
I
gosh.
said, oh yeah, no. So I had to, and then listen, this went on for the week, right? I wrote it up, sent it to her. It's a land deal. So you got to use a land contract, right?
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
got addendums and blah, 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 and
Outside
all
of
that
the
kind of
norm,
stuff,
she
right?
was probably like, oh my God, it's a land deal.
Well,
Yeah.
I looked her up. I mean, this lady's done transactions and, maybe it's her first land. So she goes, well, she's on a team. I can give you the team leader's phone number. I said, please do. Right. I called the team leader up and I said, hey, I'm trying to work out a contract with one of your agents on your team. I understand she's on your team. She says, yeah. Now, the worst leadership responses I could get over like 3 or 4 days period.
Let's tell everybody that we are back. We're going to be recording on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
We're going to get it out to you by Monday the following week. So if you have any questions, if you want to reach out to us, Real Estate, Real Home Stories, anywhere your podcasts are. And in addition to that, Home Joiner, you can certainly leave comments on Home Joiner. I check it often. You can text us. Our contact information's on there. And we're happy to get you on. If you want to come on here and ask questions personally, we'll let you do that too.
Sue and I have been kicking around the idea of adding a little assistant below, like my picture, her picture, where you can click in real time, or you can click and ask a question, whether we get to it during the episode or not. We may just go back to a segment where we're answering questions from a previous episode to make it easier for you guys to connect with us on and to find a previous episode or previous content.
Yeah.
People tell us, wow, you're the greatest, best kept secret I could never find.
Exactly.
So, exactly. A little bit easier for you.
And that's going to be our change this year too. We do want you to know that Home Joiner is free. You can go on there if you're a real estate service provider, anything, whether it's a realtor, lender, title company, mold company, whoever and anybody can go on there for free, register, put your information on there anywhere in the country. Consumers, we're trying to build this for you. We're building it by word of mouth because I'm not putting any more money into it. If I do, I'm going to be divorced. So let me just say, go there. It's free. If you don't see somebody, tell your local people to go on there and register. It's completely free to them. And we will, absolutely, it will be so much easier when we add the link. So we'll talk to you soon. We'll see you next week. John, thank you. Talk to you soon. Have a good one. Bye, John.